गुड इवनिंग दोस्तों। मैं सोचता हूँ कि यू ऑल मस्ट बी हैप्पी एंड एंजॉइंग योर सेल्फ। खैर जेंटलमैन, मैं आपके साथ बात करने लगा हूँ ऑन पाकिस्तान। आप जानते हैं पाकिस्तान इंडिया का नेबर है, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली पाकिस्तान का रास्ता और हिंदुस्तान का रास्ता अलग अलग है। दे आर नॉट गोइंग टुगेदर। इनफैक्ट पाकिस्तान जो है वो कंसिडर करता है दैट इंडिया इज़ देयर एनिमी। ये सब तो ठीक है, अगर पाकिस्तान में कुछ प्रॉस्पेरिटी होती, लोग खुश होते, पर ये बात दुरुस्त नहीं है। द फैक्ट इज द पीपल इन पाकिस्तान आर वेरी अनहैप्पी। देर इज रन अवे इन्फ्लेशन, food is not available, the Pakistan government is deeply in debt, they cannot pay their creditors. On top of it, the Pakistan army is like a white elephant which is eating into the finances of the country. Ever since General Ayub Khan took over the dictatorship of Pakistan in 1958, when he carried out a military coup d'etat, since then Pakistan has a downslide for the last 67 years. और नीचे ही नीचे गए, एंड फाइनली दे हैव रीच्ड ए पॉइंट विच इज़ कॉल्ड द एबिस ऑफ नो रिटर्न। यानी उनको अब समझ में नहीं आ रहा हम करें क्या। अब पाकिस्तान आर्मी जो है दे हैड टू रिमेन इन पावर, बिकॉज एक बार जैसे शेर होता है अगर उसको ह्यूमन फ्लैश का टेस्ट पड़ जाए देन ही लाइक्स टू टेक ह्यूमन फ्लैश ओनली, बिकॉज इट इज़ ईजियर टू किल ए ह्यूमन बीइंग। इस कारण पाकिस्तान आर्मी भी उसी टाइप की आर्मी है जिसको इजी मनी चाहिए और पावर भी चाहिए, एंड दे विल रिसॉर्ट टू एनी मेथड टू होल्ड ऑन टू इट। इनके एक जनरल आए थे, जनरल जियाउल हक, जिसका नाम था दूसरों ने दिया हुआ है मुल्ला जनरल। दिस मैन actually is the one who brought Pakistan down to the present condition. He passed such laws in Pakistan like the blasphemy law and the Hudud ordinance, which put Pakistan 1000 years behind time. Let us first take up the blasphemy law which he passed. This law made death a mandatory punishment for anyone indulging in blasphemy against the Prophet. Earlier, the maximum punishment was life imprisonment, and nobody had been convicted under this law earlier to General Zia. But now there are 115 people on death row, and 98% of them are the minority community, that is the Christians and the Hindus. तो आप अपनी जजमेंट लगा सकते हैं इसका क्या मकसद था इस लॉ का। फिर उसने एक हुडूड ऑर्डिनेंस पास कर लिया जिसमें क्राइम्स अगेंस्ट वुमेन लाइक रेप वर पुट अंडर द शरिया। ये उसने किया ताकि मुल्ला खुश हो जाए। मुल्ला में पाकिस्तान के जो मुल्ला हैं इनकी एक बहुत बड़ी इच्छा है टू कीप द वुमेन डाउन, एंड दे शुड ओनली नॉट गो टू स्कूल कॉलेज बट ओनली प्रोड्यूस चिल्ड्रन। देयर इज ए इंसरेक्शन ऑन, there is a party called the Pakistan Taliban which wants to enforce the Sharia there, and they are carrying out a fight against the Pakistan government. Then there is a Baluch Liberation Army which is fighting for the freedom of Baluchistan, and then of course the Pathans are also fighting for their rights in the Pakhtun. ऐसी सिचुएशन में एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल कूप कर दिया है जनरल मुनीर ने, and he has become the virtual dictator of Pakistan. ये बहुत अफसोस की बात है, but that is a fact. The news that I'm going to surprise you with is जनरल मुनीर। आप जानते हो जनरल मुनीर जो है ये एक सेल्फ स्टाइल्ड फील्ड मार्शल बन गए, यानी उन्हें अपने आप ही बेटन पकड़ लिया और प्रिप्स लगा लिए, and he's become the field marshal. And now, but since he's a man controlling the entire country, the army, तो उन्होंने प्रेशर डाला ऑन दी पॉलिटिकल लीडरशिप भी। देखिए, दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट, एंड व्हाट ही वांट हैज हैपेंड इन द vote in the Senate by a two-thirds majority. The Pakistan uh, political leadership has decided to give absolute power to General Munir. इसका क्या मतलब है? इसका मतलब ये है कि जनरल मुनीर now becomes the de facto ruler of Pakistan. Yani he's carried out a military coup without firing a shot. But be very clear about it. This is nothing short of a military coup. But there was opposition. इमरान खान पार्टी ने अपोज किया, उन्होंने शोर मचाया, बट दे वर इन अ माइनॉरिटी और उन्होंने वॉकआउट कर दिया विद द रिजल्ट कि मुनीर जी अब सिंहासन पर चढ़ गए हैं. एंड द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम इज दैट द सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ पाकिस्तान उनके टीथ निकाल दिए. दैट इज दे हैव बीन टोल्ड दैट दे कैन नॉट ट्राई any action of General Munir for whatever he may do. And it was such a draconian law that the Chief Justice of Pakistan ne resign kar diya. He said, I cannot continue in such an atmosphere. So, gentlemen, you can just imagine what is happening in Pakistan. General Munir having carried out a military coup d'etat, and of course, the man who has been helping him and saying Ji Hazuri to him is Shahbaz Sharif. I mean, शहबाज शरीफ को मालूम है कि मैं अगर एग्री नहीं किया मुनीर के साथ तो मुझे भी हो सकता है फांसी पे लटका दे जनरल मुनीर, जैसे जुल्फ़िकार अली भुट्टो को किया था. यू नो व्हाट वाज डन टू जुल्फ़िकार अली भुट्टो. ही वाज हैंग्ड इन द मिडल ऑफ द नाइट. So Munir ji is now going to be in power in Pakistan, and we do not know what is going to happen further because the situation is volatile. But now I think Munir is going to call all the shots, and he will be the man dealing with the foreign policy and everything. And it is going to be a very sad situation. And there is no way Munir can be thrown out of this job unless there is another military coup against him. Let us see, gentlemen, what happens. But abhi to Sawaz Sharif jo hai, he has to say Ji Hazuri to him. He is a man who is standing with folded hands before America and China, begging for money. Bhi paisa do. He goes to Saudi Arabia, says, give me money for this thing. And Saudi Arabia is giving him money, knowing perfectly well that Pakistan is not going to return that money. Why they are doing it? That only Prince Salman bin Saud can explain why they are giving it. Because the Saudis have earlier also burned their fingers when there was a connection to the attack on the trade towers and it was traced to Saudi Arabia. Salman, of course, is a different kettle of fish. He's trying to modernize the country, and he other day made a statement that the same thing could happen to him. That is, he could be killed or murdered like Anwar Sadat was killed. I'll discuss this in a later video. But at the moment, as far as Pakistan is concerned, it is going through fire and hell. And the Pakistan government doesn't know what is happening. Another very important thing which we must remember is the army, which is supposed to be controlling Pakistan, is just fattening its belly, building up weaponry and all that. But the net result, gentlemen, as you are aware, they haven't won a single war in their life. They were defeated in the 65 war when they had everything going for them and they could have captured Kashmir. In 71, they lost half the country and created a world record. No army has lost half a country. In 98 Kargil war, they had to beat a ignominious retreat from the Kargil hills, and they were even scared to claim the dead bodies of the soldiers who had been killed, saying that they are not of Pakistan army. Pakistan is now facing a Hobson's choice. I think there's no choice because now they have gone down the abyss of no return, just मैंने आपको बताया है. The ISI, the topmost security agency and spy agency in Pakistan, is actually more powerful than the army. And the man who heads that is more powerful than the army chief. The man who was heading this organization was General Faiz, but he resigned the day General Munir was made the army chief. General Faiz actually was very close to Imran Khan, and if Imran Khan had remained prime minister, he would have become the army chief. And this man created... Pakistan is at its teether's end, Economically, they are bankrupt and they are facing insurrection and discontent in Azad Kashmir, that so-called Azad Kashmir which they have occupied. And there is a unrest in Sindh. There is a revolt on in Balochistan. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, that is the northwest frontier erstwhile, the Pathans. In such a scenario, General, I would say Field Marshal Munir, self-styled, has taken over control as of Pakistan. Well, he's going to have a very tough time facing the Baluch, the Pakhtuns, and the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. He may try for some stunts against India, that's about all, but it's going to be a very tough time for the general. And hunting with the hound. इन्होंने जो टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं दे मशरूम्ड अंडर द आइजिस ऑफ द आईएसआई, द पाकिस्तान इंटेलिजेंस. इनका पर्पस था दैट देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ टेररिस्ट, गुड टेररिस्ट, बैड टेररिस्ट. सो उनका गुड टेररिस्ट का मतलब ये है कि यू गो एंड अटैक इंडिया एंड डू समथिंग, एंड द बैड टेररिस्ट आर द वंस हु आर fighting Pakistan. So you can fight them, but the terrorists who are going to Kashmir, they are doing a damn good job. They are waging jihad, they are doing this thing, that thing. एक बात तो है कि the army in Pakistan total failure है, hand in glove with terrorist organizations, hand in glove in eating money, hand in glove in bringing forth obscurantist and retrograde laws like the blasphemy laws into Pakistan. The purpose is simple: control the people through religious dogma. And this has become so bad that even an innocent man can get killed in Pakistan on any plea. You may remember that the Sri Lanka manager who had been working for many years in Pakistan was bludgeoned to death by a crowd, rather lynched to death, on charges of blasphemy. There was a Chinese also who was caught, and he would have also been lynched but for the intervention of the police, and he went away to China. China is the big supporter of Pakistan, but very soon the Chinese realize that they are backing the wrong horse. What are they going to do next? And the next situation, I will tell you what is going to happen. There is going to be a breakup of Pakistan. अब तो कोई historical necessity है. It's a historical necessity. And I have seen some very learned Pakistani commentators trying to gloss over what's happening in Pakistan, the Pakistan army. But I don't blame them because उनको खुद डर है कि हमको पकड़ के किसी फांसी भी ना लटका दे. After all, the Pakistan army hanged their own Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto at midnight against all regulations and the jail manual. They have been doing these things repeatedly. General Musharraf had a hand in the killing of Benazir Bhutto, and it is continuing since 1951 when Liaquat Ali Khan, the colleague of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, was shot dead in a park in Rawalpindi. You can't forget all that. So there has been this thing continuing throughout. And I will say Pakistan is the land of Hades. You know who is Hades? Hades is the land of death. And unless Pakistan breaks up, I don't think there's any future for this country at all. Saudi Arabia may try to help them, they will. But I think the Saudis themselves should be careful because they are playing with fire. Either they should be very clear that Iran and Turkey want the leadership of this Muslim world, and Saudi Arabia has to hold on to that by showing something progressive. Salman is not showing anything progressive by backing Pakistan of all countries. Now I understand there was a delegation which had gone to Pakistan from Saudi Arabia to manufacture some weapons there. I mean, Pakistan is the last country anybody would like to invest. No other country in the world is investing in Pakistan. And to talk of Muslim brotherhood is a eyewash because there is no brotherhood among Muslims. They kill each other and it's like cockroaches, they keep killing each other. That's what's happening. The Muslims were divided even when Saddam Hussein and Gaddafi were there. and now also they are divided. There is a terrorist organization like Hamas and Hezbollah moving around, supported by Iran, and then you have the other opponents of that, which are basically the UAE and Egypt and Jordan, because they are the monarchies, and in case there is a whirlwind which blows, these monarchies and things may be blown away if they don't take a positive stand now. I'm glad they realize the danger, and they are not backing Hamas, and neither are they backing Hezbollah. Jordan doesn't back it, Egypt doesn't back it. They know the stakes. But Turkey, which has an axe to grind, is backing these organizations, so is Pakistan. Now, Pakistan jumps into the fray every time, when something comes up. They think they are the custodians of Islam. Actually, they are the ones who have denigrated Islam, bringing Islam down, and doing acts which are unbecoming of a pious Muslim. Recently, there was a news that in Balochistan, a statue of Jinnah was pulled down.
This shows the hatred of the Pakistan people for their own leaders. I mean, it's a terrible situation. What's going to happen next as far as Pakistan is concerned? General Munir has now taken power and he's thinking he's going to be a great gun there. But so many great guns went, like Ayub Khan and General Ziaul Haq and Musharraf, and they went away into the dustbin of history. Let's see what happens to Munir. Goodbye and good luck, friends.